Hey there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes and showcase stories of people living alternatively. In today's episode, we're revisiting a famous rapper, LESHAUN, who's going to show us her brand new tiny home. The last time we saw her, she was living in a teeny tiny toy hauler that she renovated out herself. But today she's going to show us her new and improved and slightly bigger renovated RV. LESHAUN's builds are always unique and super glamorous, so I'm really excited to feature her yet again. If you'd like to see LESHAUN's previous build, make sure you check out the link in the description. And if you like these kind of videos, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new episode. But right now, let's take a tour of LESHAUN's new tiny home.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with another tour, and this time we're gonna be checking out my new house, Dream. So come on, let's do it. I was a rapper back in the 90s. Don't know if some of you might remember the song that I did, Doing It and Doing It and Doing It Well with LL Cool J. It kind of was a triple platinum hit. I think that I got the bug for living tiny when I was on tour. It was nothing like this. It wasn't luxurious like this. It was a bus, a tour bus. That's where I learned that I could live in a small space and I felt at home. If you saw the other video that I was featured in, you know that I was in 2,400 square feet. I ended up downsizing and bought my first rig, which was Jewel. That was a 24-foot travel trailer. And then I ended up selling Jewel and bought Dream. And so now I'm in 406-ish square feet as opposed to less than 200 before. The reason why I sold Jewel is because of my occupation as a photographer. So I'm sitting and editing for a long time, and I didn't have quite enough space to put in an ergonomically correct chair. So I needed to have an office area that was gonna work for me. I got a great price on Dream. My budget was 50 grand. When I came in under budget on the purchase price, it gave me a lot more flexibility to put that money into just kind of gutting out everything and then making it so that it fit for me and my style. It took me, I'd say, a good solid 6 months, and that was while I'm living in it. So it definitely was not easy because I was living in a construction zone. I did that with the help of my handyman, Ivan. Ivan would come and help me a couple days a week. You know, I only have 2 hands and some things require 2 people. I can't say that it's complete, but it was probably about a good 80% gut. I've been living in Dream for a little over 6 months. Dream is a park model RV. She is not the kind of girl that you're gonna be dragging around to national parks. She's big, 40 feet long with the slides out, 12 feet wide. I enjoy having my outdoor space. It is really important for me to have an outdoor living room area where I can entertain and I don't have to feel stuffy and cluttered up into my home. I went ahead and put in some actual furniture. It's Pottery Barn. Don't worry, I got it from the thrift store. So I definitely wanted to make sure I upcycled this furniture. I went ahead and built these dividers using pallets, and then I ordered some of the ivy and everything and built the frames. Visually, it looks better and it encloses my space and gives me a little bit of privacy. As soon as you come in, you are welcomed by my lounge area, which I decorated and did all of the stuff that you see in here. These lamps, they have a whole story of their own. There's actually a YouTube video on my channel about these lamps and how I got them. I got them from Super Pawn. I paid a measly, go to my channel and find out how much I paid for these lamps, but they're amazing, and they're actually what sparked the whole design because I bought them right in the very beginning. So once I knew I had these mid-century modern lamps, and I am a big fan of mid-century modern, the design just took off from there. I have these 3D walls that I put up with all the texture on it. I thought that that would give it a nice little flow for my mid-century modern design. I made these valances up here that go over the windows. The ones that were up there before were just hideous. So I did these valances in sort of a walnut color, which is also a nod to mid-century modern. Also put up a slat wall, and I ended up cutting these and staining them and put those up with a nice big mirror. Installed a TV here, and I also put in a heater slash fireplace, which I love. It puts out nice heat. So I created a box for it and gave it sort of a stone look with a peel and stick tile. I have blinds because this is what you would normally have in your windows for most people. But the shades are actually insulating. So these are meant to block out the heat so that in the summertime I can close this, and then I have the shades which actually come down, and those are insulating. So that's the kind of fabric that it is on the other side. I have my sofa table in the back, which, you know, holds some decorative items for me, my tchotchkes. I collect model cars. And also I like the fact that there's space behind the couch, so I'm able to hide things back there, like my yoga mat in case somebody wanted to stay over. You get just a sofa. It's not gonna pull out or do anything like that because I want it to be functional for me on a day-to-day basis, but it's definitely comfortable to sleep on. I had to do it for several weeks while my bedroom was being remodeled. I love this space. It's so comfortable. Once I saw the bay windows, I was like, I'm sold. I love it. Once you take a couple steps, you are now in my dining area. To be honest, I don't really eat here that much, but I like the fact that it's here in case I want to have a nice special dinner. It's a beautiful space. I've always wanted a tulip table, and the fact that I could actually fit one in here was a winner chicken dinner, seriously. I ended up using a coffee table to do the actual table part of it. Filled it up with sand and a couple little gold pieces to kind of make it feel like the sky. So it reminds me of the Milky Way, and that's what I like about it. You might remember this chandelier. We featured her when she was in Jewel. Now we have a battery operated light in there, so I didn't have to do any hard wiring. Throughout my space, you'll actually see that I have my artwork hanging. This is one of my pieces. It's called Eden, so that's Eve. It's actually my daughter. She's a model. I had it blown up because of the black and white. I knew that the black was going to complement the black on my accent wall in my lounge area. So that's why I chose that image for this space. There is a window behind it, but I closed it off. I didn't need it. As you can see, I get plenty of light with all the windows in here. So I decided that I'd rather use this wall for an art feature instead of the little window that was there. So once you leave my dining area, I know it's such a long walk, you are now in my office space. In here, I have my very comfortable, ergonomically correct office chair so that I can actually work at my desk and do my editing and be comfortable. There were cabinets up here. I ripped everything out, put in these open shelves. I have plenty of storage. I used some IKEA cabinets from the kitchen department to create these cabinets so that they were extra deep. And then I just used an additional door to make the countertops. I didn't have to go out and buy countertops to match. I just used doors and put them right on top, and they were the perfect size, so I knew it would work. To the left is going to be my beautiful, beautiful kitchen. I love this kitchen for so many reasons. I don't know how long this video is supposed to be, but I could literally talk about this whole entire kitchen for an hour or so and everything that went into it. I knew that I wanted to put in some sort of tea and coffee station. So that's what this was set up for. So I have my coffee in here and my little tea station up here. I ended up doing a stainless steel backsplash with these copper accents in it. I wanted to do some different things like mix materials, mix the media in here, and it worked out great. I wasn't sure, but it worked out great, so I love it. I went with this laminate countertop. We have to keep things sort of lightweight when you are in a tiny home, and so I went with this laminate. It's called black steel, and I went with this because it actually matches my sink, which is actually a black stainless steel. The only thing I would say is if you decide to do a dark countertop, be prepared to wipe it down all the time because it picks up all the dust. Everything, every water spot, you're gonna see it on these dark counters. Then I ended up going with this gooseneck brass faucet. I was able to get in a really big sink here, and it came with this matching cutting board and a drain rack. And when they were doing my countertops, I actually had them cut out an additional piece. So you'll see from here to here, it's two-tiered. If I was entertaining and I didn't want to use the sink and I wanted the whole counter to be a buffet, I can take this whole entire piece and drop it right in here, and then it becomes one seamless piece of counter. And then, of course, you know, we cannot forget my beautiful island that I built. And I have more workspace if I need it. I did the same cabinets on the top that I did in Jewel. These are the Besta cabinets from IKEA. I love them because they are lightweight. Now, people might say, well, IKEA is cheap or whatever. You know what? Come through, IKEA, come through. Because I love the fact that they are lightweight. And if you are in this community, you know that you cannot put heavy things on these walls. They're super thin. So the fact that we had to shore everything up and then I was able to put up a lightweight cabinet, that makes me feel comfortable. So when I redid the whole entire kitchen, I decided to put these appliances that I use up here on show, and then up top, I keep all of like my proteins and things like that in there. And then the cabinets are also soft close, so I love that too. When you look in this kitchen, you can see like I'm about cooking, but I love having my spices handy. I do have a standard apartment size range in here. This is a 5 burner, and the oven I actually never use. It's storage. Like this oven is storage for me. So I made sure that this cabinet was going to be able to house my air fryer. And with that, I decided to put the microwave right on the opposite side. So they kind of, you know, match each other. If we go right over here, you can see I also have an apartment size refrigerator. Here's a tip, guys. Facebook Marketplace. I wasn't gonna pay full price for this, and I ended up getting a really good deal on my refrigerator as well as my 5 burner range. So Facebook Marketplace, just make sure everything is gonna work. I did hire an appliance guy to come out and test everything to make sure that I was gonna be good to go, and I'm good to go. Now into the bathroom where I installed this really great door. Come on in. The bathroom was probably like an 80% gut. This is where I have my beautiful sink. I love to put in unique sinks, and then my faucet, which I absolutely love. I actually had my followers voted on my faucets. If you don't have a lot of counter space, put a tray inside of your sink. It'll become counter space for you. So I just throw all my makeup on here when I'm doing my makeup or brushing my teeth. I just throw everything on the tray, and then when I'm done, put it away. And again, I like to dress everything up. I need to have the things that make me feel at home in my space. I don't necessarily have a green thumb, so some of my plants are made in a factory, and so I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I kept the original cabinets in here. I just refaced them so that I could still have that modern contemporary look. Shout out to anybody who got old and dated hinges, but I'm not your girl. On this side of my bathroom, I actually have this closet, and it's actually a full-size washer and dryer. I ended up redoing the shower, and I have my curtains so I can actually get my whole body in the shower, turn all of this around, all this junk. So I love it. I put in a really high shower bar, and then I just put in some decorative things. I like to have my plants in my shower with the skylight in there. It's really nice, so it feels more like a spa. And then I went ahead and added in this teak shower floor mat. Now, are you ready for the superstar of the house? Here we are in my beautiful boudoir. On this side is my bed. I ended up turning the bed the long way and putting it up against the wall that way. I also blocked up those windows that were back there with my headboard that I made. A, it's insulating, and B, I did not need all those windows. And when I'm in the bed, I didn't want to lean up against the blinds. So I was like, I'm gonna put my headboard here. This is a slider. And so I cut the legs shorter in the back, and then they're longer in the front, so it sits evenly on the slide and the floor. I just throw all the pillows on the floor when it's time to go to bed. If you were wondering what I do with all those pillows in a tiny space, it's a girl thing. On this side are my dressers, lightweight, small. They do the trick. I can sit my TV on top, and then I have my little station over here with my mirror attached to the back of the door. And then we have this area, which was a huge undertaking. This actually had closets that went from this side to this side. This room was a complete gut. So I ended up going with these metal cabinets. They're actually metal. They look like wood, but they're metal. They are deep, and because they are office cabinets, they are super deep, so they fit a standard hanger. These are my closets. Everything hangs in there perfectly fine. I have so much storage. More cabinets up top. The other thing that I ended up doing was I had this countertop made for this, so it gives it more of a furniture look. And I went ahead and put in these long mirrors so that they could take up this whole entire wall. And that way, you know, it'll open up the space more. This is probably not the last of a LESHAUN remodel. I just have that bug. I love it. I did get some haters from the last video. It's not a bad thing if you want to downsize. It's not a bad thing if you want to live within your own means. If you decide that you want to live in a trailer park, an RV park, a tiny home community, that's your business. And it's none of anybody else's business to make you feel bad about that. This is my home. I own it outright. I don't owe anybody any money for my home, and I enjoy that. I don't feel like I have to live in 2,400 square feet like I used to in order for me to feel good about myself. Don't knock people who decide that they want to live alternatively. This is my home, bitch.
hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. If you'd like to see LESHAUN'S previous build, make sure you check out the link in the description, and I will see you soon with another tiny or unique home tour.